The tuition is very high, I think, and I think it's really important that it's lowered, but I also think that college education is really important, and for me, the sacrifice of taking out loans and stuff is worth it for my education. But I do think it's very high, and it's going to hurt me in my future, but it's worth it.
I think that some tuition rise is necessary for inflation and just for funding for research and things like that. But I think too much affects a lot of students because some students, it's already difficult for them to afford tuition. So declining tuition just makes it more difficult, and this affects everyone at MSU.
Tuition pretty bad because it will decrease the population on Michigan State campus. Some kids are probably going to transfer or anything like that because they can't really afford to go here. So I think that's a major problem.
The fact that tuition is increasing is a bit nerve-wracking for us as international students because it's understandable that we do have to pay more considering that we don't live here, so it makes up for a lot of other things that we would be paying for if we were citizens or residents here. But I think it's difficult and really it's scary because now that we have to have more of a responsibility for our finances, we have to think about other things that we have to do to get this. It's difficult to do.
I believe it's really unfair how tuition keeps rising because generally students who are attending a university do not have a job, or if they do, it's really hard to balance both a well-paying job and taking classes. So the fact it keeps rising is really unfair because it makes it harder for students to attend a university.
Tuition hikes don't impact me as much simply because school pays for my room and board, but tuition hikes themselves I still feel the impact of. And while I understand the economic value as secondary education as a commodity in the business world, I also think it's garbage that the university, it's a huge profiting institution, and I think it's garbage that nationwide it's so expensive. I just think it's extremely challenging to get a good education, especially for something that some majors, it's not even that valuable. You don't actually glean all that much besides the certificate itself. Yeah.